When I think of a relationship breakup and maybe a life change, I think of a catalyst of maybe a new best friend or a new career, maybe a new man, but not 3 young 20-something men. So I was wondering what your inspiration for the story was.
Well, I knew somebody who had taken in 3 young men, and I always, that sort of idea always stuck with me. And I think as a writer, you kind of jot things down in your head and hope to one day bring them back. And so I'd always thought this trio of men was an interesting idea. And then I had the character of Alice in my head, so I thought, this single mom, newly separated, it would be very comedic if she had these 3 guys move in with her. And then I thought a relationship would naturally unfold, and then it just, starts going from there.
Yeah. And Nancy, looking at both yours and Reese's back catalogue of work, I was actually surprised that you hadn't worked together before. No. So at what point did Reese's name come up, and what does having Reese involved bring to a project like this?
I think what it brings to it is a quality. That this movie, she's already, this probably doesn't work here, but the good housekeeping stamp of approval.
Pre-approved.
I think that we're for real. We have a first-rate actress, comedian in the movie. I think it tells you the movie's going to be funny. It means a lot. I think the instant communication. Actresses like Reese have a rapport with the audience already. So, and we are the beneficiaries of that. So it means a lot. And for what it means for us as the people, behind the camera is, it's a huge relief. No, honestly, it really is, because when you have 30 days to shoot a movie, you need a powerhouse actor in the lead part, or you're not going to be able to get it done in 30 days. So it meant we can, it made everything work. It really made everything work. Yeah. And she attracts other actors. It's just everything about it's great. I don't know if that's exactly what you're asking, but that's actually what it meant for us.
Everything and more. And Reese, you have obviously a lot of female-driven parts going on at the moment. You seem so busy, which is brilliant. So I imagine you have quite a tough selection criteria of what you decide to put your time to. To what extent was the female-led writer, director, producer, mother-daughter relationship a key draw for you?
Yeah, primarily just working with female filmmakers. And I read the script and I thought it was so relatable. I completely understood this character because I had been divorced and had 2 little kids. So I knew all those feelings, but I felt really, once I sat with Nancy and Hallie and just talked about their vision for it, it was just clear they knew exactly what they wanted to accomplish. And it was, I think, unique in its perspective that a woman could maybe have a relationship with a younger man, and that was actually viable. I thought that was a really kind of fresh thing.
And you're making what feels like a real difference in the industry for female parts at the moment, all of you. I was wondering to what extent is it changing at the moment, do we think? And when can we hope for that 50-50 split?
Oh, well. You can hope. Mm-hmm. This is not the time, I don't think. Unfortunately, the style of movies that are playing currently are not, other than Wonder Woman, don't have, really strong parts for women. I hate to be a downer here and not give you the answer you're hoping for, but I think that the reason we're making our movie in 30 days is because that's how much money we can get to make a movie like this. Mm-hmm. Whereas I can tell you, I personally have made movies like this with long schedules and big budgets and giving everybody time to really think and be on their we were on our A game, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when you have more time, sometimes you get to think about something rather than you have to think about the next thing while you're doing the other thing, But I don't know. The hope is, of course, but look at the world, you know what I mean? We're just a piece of the world. The world doesn't have parity between men and women, so.
And it sounds like you filmed quite close to where you all live. How great was that? And did it lead to any sort of cast and crew family dinners? Or
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, even nicer on a weekend. Mm-hmm. We would go to Reese's and have a lunch or something. And a couple times actually, on the dinner break, we'd steal one of the boys and bring them back to my house because, we'd have dinner at my house. And it was great. I've never shot close to my house, ever. Mostly I'm not even in California. So it was amazing.
And just finally, Reese, one of my favourite scenes is when Alice has had a few wines and she goes and gives Lake Bell's character what for. How much fun is it to play tipsy, and how much fun was that? That.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun scene too. I think everybody sort of fantasized about telling their boss off, so it was really fun to play.
Yeah, it's great. Ladies, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,